right now we're in the angle process, and as you see, I have Ryan walking up to the cross, and as you see, I'm from a distance, and what I'm really doing is just actually getting different angles of them. So I'm getting a far away angle, and then I'll get a close up angle to them as well. You know, angles are very important. And the tricky part about doing this is you never want to stay in the same place for too long. You want to get multiple different angles of your subject, because later when you cut those scenes out, it look just as good. And as you see, I'm kneeling down on one knee and switching my angles up. You know, sometimes you have to kneel down to get the right angle as well. And really pay attention to your subject's facial expression, his movements, and try to get every angle. As you see, he touches the cross. And, I start by going all the way up from his feet and all the way up to the top. So always pay attention to your client's body language, because it's going to help out. Once again, I'm rotating, I'm walking around, I'm rotating that camera, I'm walking around the subject, keeping my distance, and really getting that feel of that subject, all the objects around me, because this makes good storytelling. And you could essentially do this with your smartphone as well. I mean, you necessarily don't need a professional camera. You can do this with your smartphone. The key to all of this is just creating different angles of your subject and paying attention to your subject's body language. And as you see, I'm off camera right now. I'm off set, and I walk right back in set, and I'm actually getting a picture of that cross as well. Once again, I'm walking around my subject, keeping my distance, knowing when to go in close when need be. So this is what it's all about, man. Good storytelling, good angles. Definitely walking around your subject, because once you get those angles are important to when you're cutting the scenes out, because each angle has a different form of body language. It has a different form of expression. So if you're able to cut those expressions into one scene, those angles will definitely come in handy. And as you see, it looks like we're pretty much finished. And as you see, 2 minutes worth of angles. 2 minutes worth of angles. And as I said, I'm cutting scenes out. When you take it to one of your video editing softwares, whether it be Adobe Premiere or iMovie, that 2 minute scene will be condensed down to at least about maybe 40 seconds, 30 seconds, or maybe even a minute long. It all depends on how you want it. But the thing is, once you cut those scenes out, it'd be really easy to tell that story, because you already have multiple different angles of your subject, and you have multiple different angles. You're paying attention to your subject's body language, which really counts in this situation. And just be aware, never just stay in one spot. If you're gonna stay in one spot for about maybe 5 seconds, 10 seconds at best, and then move on to a different location, whether it be closer up or farther out, because the more angles you can create with your client or with your subject, whoever you're working with, the better storytelling it will be. And they use this trick in a lot of commercials. You'll see different angles in general, kind of telling that story. So this is exactly how I filmed Ron when he was walking near the cross. And a lot of people wanted to know what type of camera I was using. I was using a Sony 5000C with a 50 megapixel lens. But at the same time, it's a whole art of storytelling that's going to make your movie or whatever it is you're doing look great. And if you can be able to create multiple different angles of your subject or whatever it is that you're doing, if you're able to create angles, then that's what's going to be the key part to your storytelling, or your key part to your movie. This is Jackie Terry's just spending some videography knowledge to you guys. I see a lot of um, entrepreneurs out here just really investing into their own cameras and really starting to film their own stuff. You know, they're not dependent on anybody to film it for them. They have purchased tripods, they have purchased cameras, and they're pretty much ready to go. So I'm starting to see a lot of independent filming on Facebook from some of my friends, and you know, this is what it's all about, you guys. Independency, and once you get that independence and you know how to actually do it, you can essentially manage yourself, and you know, let your projects out freely at will. So this is what it's all about, man. And if you get good enough, you can start directing movies. You can start doing comedy skits, sitcoms. I mean, the sky's the limit. So, hey, if you can, you guys invest into that camera, invest into a good quality camera that will definitely help you out. Everything counts, you know. Everything counts, man. You know, everything is a good investment. And with that camera, you'll be able to set it on a tripod. And once again, with a tripod, you don't need anybody to hold the camera. You will get as many angles as you want, and makes for good independent filming or even photography in that matter. So once again, this is Jackie Terry sparing a little bit of knowledge on you guys, and I will talk to you guys later. Knowledge is the ultimate key. You always want to be self-sufficient, independent, and if you can find out a way to learn it and you know, make it easier for yourself, go ahead and do it. Once again, you don't need the fancy equipment. You can always use your cell phone if that's the case. But once again, focus on the angles. Always remember to turn your camera horizontally when filming on your cell phone to get the full dynamic range and to get the full wide view